We're going to show you how to sharpen and maintain a hoof knife. Most knives out of the factory have a very sharp edge, but their bevels are very steep, like on the diagram here. That bevel may be only 2 to 3 mils deep. We're going to reshape that edge into something with a lot shallower angle, which may be 8 to 10 millimeters wide. Once that's completed, we'll hone a micro bevel on the very working tip of the knife. And this is what it will look like on the knife itself. That is where the bevel ends. So there's only 2 to 3 millimeters from the full thickness of the knife down to the working edge, from here down to there. We'll try and create a new bevel that ends up a lot higher on the knife blade. We'll clamp the knife down securely so it can't spin out of control. I'm using a glue clamp here, but you could just as easy use a vise or something else. I'm using a power file, which is a handheld linisher. It's got quite a narrow belt, and it's got to be narrow so it fits in the curve of the blade. There are bench tools with a linishing attachment on it. You can use whatever you like, but it's got to be narrow and it's got to remove metal fast. What you try to do is keep a constant angle of attack on the blade and keep it moving, otherwise the steel will overheat in one place, it'll turn blue and it will lose its hardness. The new bevel ends up all the way over here, whereas the old one was somewhere there. So that's the new distance we've created between those two lines. Now we're going to hone the final working edge using this diamond file. A couple of things are important while honing. You've got to support the blade so it's nice and stable. You've got to try and keep a constant angle, and most importantly of all, when you do the back of the blade, you've got to stay flat. Don't ever tilt the steel over to the edge because you'll ruin the working edge. Stay in the same plane as the back of the blade. When honing, it's important to make sure that we end up with a working tip that's shaped something like this, with a flat bottom of the knife, rather than something like this, where the steel has been tilted to make the honing a little bit easier, but the trouble is you now have a working edge that's away from the back of the blade. In order to engage the working edge, you have to tilt the blade, and that means you've lost control. That knife is now very hard to handle. So it's important to keep that bottom of the blade completely flat. When you get to the last stages of honing, you can feel rather than see there's a wire edge of steel right on the tip of the knife. You just keep on honing gently with less pressure on the steel. And by the time that wire edge has been removed, the knife should be razor sharp. We've now created a micro bevel. You can perhaps just see it there. It's maybe 1/2 mil wide, and the knife is now razor sharp. Between cows, you just do a quick extra hone back and bevel, and every 30 to 50 cows or so you just have to reshape the entire edge with the linisher, followed by a 5-minute hone, and you're back in business. To make sure the knife is not sharp enough, you've got to be able to shave the hair off your arm, like so. And there you are. You've now got a razor sharp tool with an easy to maintain edge, and this is really essential to do a good job on cow's feet.